Hey, so today I'm going to be going over Path 4 of the Abyss. Disclaimer, I haven't actually done this path, but this is the guide that I'm going to be using. This is the guide that I suggest you use, but just note that I haven't done it yet, and so take this with a grain of salt. However, I have every reason to believe that this path will work out perfectly as I planned it, so let's hope that's the case for your and my sake, but I would definitely still use this guide. And my suggested team is Aegon, Doctor Doom, Human Torch, Magneto, and Stealth Spidey. Here's the path breakdown. Darkhawk is going to be done with Magneto. Human Torch can do it if you're not using Magneto, but there's no reason you should not be using Magneto for this fight if you have him, because it's an easy one-shot. Worst comes to worst, it's a two-shot. Super easy fight, and you don't really have to worry. Once again, with any techs on this path, not any tech, because I'm pretty sure Red Skull doesn't have it, but for Darkhawk, what you need to do is armor break him, because in 10 hits, he won't reflect. He'll take all of your power. You do not want that. So your special 2, get to it within 10 hits just by heavying, maybe a couple medium and heavies because you have a little room to spare, and drop the special 2. Every time, that gives an armor break. And every time you build a prowess, whether it be by charging, or by heavying, or by knocking him down with a special attack, it's going to refresh that armor break. And so once you drop that special 2, that's free damage, and that's free. I don't have to worry about the stupid Abyss node. So, that's what you have to do for Darkhawk with Magneto. Next is Luke Cage. Stealth Spidey is my suggested option because he's a little bit lower skill, and straight off the bat, he hits just as hard as he normally would. This fight can be soloed in 2,500 hits, but like I said, that's 2,500 hits of not messing up. So if you can't intercept, don't bring Stealth Spidey. I mean, well, you can, but you're just not going to one-shot it. She-Hulk is technically a faster and better option, but if you don't know the spacing, which is really, really difficult, go ahead and bring Stealth Spidey for this. I've seen Doom and Aegon work for this, and they're more consistent, but a lot less unit effective. So keep that in mind. Next is Killmonger with Magneto. Once again, as with Darkhawk, you want to drop your special 2 as soon as you possibly can, but not for the same reason. Killmonger, as everybody knows, is a very annoying defender. If you hit him, you get damage. You parry him, you put any debuff on him besides armor break, and he will just gain massive power. So, drop that special 2, once again, refresh it with your heavies and whatnot, and you don't have to worry about that annoying Killmonger power gain. You don't have to worry about that annoying Killmonger reverberation. Drop the special 2, go to special 3, and this is an easy one-shot. Next is Hulk Ragnarok. Although he is metal in the game, because it's a X-Hulk Ragnarok, he isn't updated with the rest of the game, meaning that he's not metal. So I would use Human Torch for this fight. And basically make sure you have a lot of debuffs on him. Incinerates with your Despair Mastery. Don't get in Nova Flame. Just keep on pushing him with Incinerates. Get dropped under 20% by taking block damage. And the second you do, pop that special 2 on him. And you can get like 8 Incinerates, and it'll just reverse the heck out of his regeneration. Keep doing that. And you could get a lot of damage off in this fight. He only triggers the regen once per fight, unless you and him both go under 20%. Also, sometimes it's a Fury, which sucks. But anyway, once he's under a certain threshold, I believe it's 25%. I could be wrong. It's about 20-25%. He won't regenerate anymore. And so you can't cheese it with Human Torch. You can use Magneto and just push him to... push yourself to special 3 and just bleed him. Hulk Ragnarok will never, and I repeat never, take more than a tenth of your attack when it comes to a hit. And so you need to do it by debuffs. Which basically means Magneto. You could also do Human Torch, maybe with the pre-fight if you wanted to, but regardless, Magneto with Special 3 should totally be fine. And it's probably the best option, unless you have Nick Fury. You could swap Nick Fury in for Stealth Spidey and just Aegon your way through Luke Cage if you want to waste revives on Luke Cage, but hey, that is not how I'm going to do it. Yellow Jacket is Aegon or Magneto. The only reason... Actually, I would suggest using Magneto over Aegon, because Massacre is going to be there. Okay, so here's where you have the options here. You have Ghostwriter, who I believe is not Incinerate immune, because, once again, he's ex-Ghostwriter. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's not Incinerate immune. On either Yellow Jacket or Ghostwriter, you use your Aegon to build him up. And that's it. because you want to be at around 600 combo for Massacre so that you can not go unstoppable and do a lot of damage. I'll explain that more later, but I would suggest that you do either Yellow Jacket or Ghostwriter, or a mix of both. I would do Aegon for Yellow Jacket just so you, because you can choose not to do Ghostwriter. You can't be at Ghostwriter and be like, oh, I should have done Yellow Jacket. So I would Aegon this Yellow Jacket. However, Magneto would do insanely well against this, but regardless, it's about the combo. Aegon for Yellow Jacket. Next is Human Torch for Mordo and Mephisto. I forgot to put it, but you're going to want to pre-fight against Mephisto. As previously mentioned, when he special 2s, you're going to be taking a lot of smolders from being immune to his incinerate damage. You can block his special 1 unless you're low for more smolder. And basically, you're going to destroy this fight. Ghostwriter is a Human Torch fight unless you want to use Aegon to get him up around 600. So I would get Aegon to around 600. Once he's there, Human Torch. If Aegon's already at 600 for some reason, Human Torch. And that's the fight. Korg, you've got Doctor Doom. I mentioned this in my other path as well, but a lot of people say not to do the Doom strategy. I disagree. You should drop your special 3, which will put, and then you do the Psycho, which is medium, medium, light, 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 medium, medium. I said that kind of quickly because I presume you know it. If you're bringing a Doom into Abyss, but regardless, if you don't watch a video or something, Doom Cycle. You drop that special 1, and you'll be at 2 bars of power. What you want to do is you're going to reparry him, and you're going to medium, light, light, light. Normally you drop a heavy and you go to special 3. Can't do that because you don't have a shock, and therefore the heavy is not going to be guaranteed. Instead, push into block. You're going to do the 4-hit combo, do not end the combo, and just jump right into block, and he won't throw a special 99 times out of 100. Unless he's being annoying. Sometimes he will, but he usually will not. And then what you're going to do is reparry or intercept or bait the heavy or whatever, and then what you're going to do is, very simply, you push yourself to special 3 and do the Doom Cycle. You can also do it with Aegon when he's fully ramped, but once again, he should not be fully ramped because you don't want him fully ramped for the later fights. The Hood, you can use Human Torch. MODOK, use Magneto. You can use Aegon. Once again, Aegon has to be fully ramped, which you don't want, so use Magneto. Morningstar is a Human Torch fight. It is also a Magneto fight. Human Torch gets the massive smolders. Magneto gets this insane amount of arm break, and because she's metal. But I would suggest Human Torch. Regardless, they're both really good options. Darkhawk, the same as the first one. Use Magneto, special 2, spam special 3. Easy game. Note with Darkhawk that if you have special 3'd and you special 2s and gets that regen, those armor breaks are going to do more with Despair and it'll reverse it better. But that doesn't really matter because it's an easy one-shot anyway. Red Skull, use Doctor Doom, and do the Doom Cycle. Magneto could work theoretically, and he has the extra block proficiency and the extra perfect block to block his special 2, but if you can evade it, maybe go Magneto, but Doctor Doom's a safe way. Bishop, Doctor Doom, do the Doom Cycle, except do medium, light, medium, light, 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 medium, medium. You can stretch that extra light in there if you're quick, and it is totally worth it because it takes a little bit more time. Very simply put. So you do that, you push a special 1. You just want to keep cycling special 3s with Bishop, and he'll die really quickly. You can also use Human Torch, but Doom's safer and faster. Symbiote Supreme, Human Torch. Massacre, this is where it gets difficult. You're going to be at around 600 combo. You have to hit him to get charges, basically on him, that will make your hits into block do more damage, and then you just crit block into him. 99 is the max count, so maybe get around 80, 90, 99, and just hit into his block, and it'll do... I've seen it hit the damage cap of 85k. Special 1 into block, because it gives you distance, so you can safely do that. Every handful of seconds, you're going to have to stop the Abyss timer by actually hitting him, which really sucks. I'm considering actually purposefully losing my combo when he's at about done with the Abyss charges, because you just want to sit around that combo, and there's absolutely no reason why you would want to have to accidentally go unblockable. And so I would suggest, especially if you're already at like 700, 800 combo, just lose your combo when you're about to die on purpose, and so you'll stay around that perfect threshold. Next is Omega Red. I would use Aegon for this fight. Magneto can solo this, but you want to use Aegon because the Collector's coming up, and just in case for the Collector, And for Karnak, you probably want a max combo, and so Aegon can probably two-shot this fight. If you're already really high combo like 800, you can use Magneto and you can one-shot this. It's really up to you, but I would consider using Aegon just for safety. It's worth like a single revive and it's fine. Hyperion is a Doctor Doom fight, super easy. Killmonger is Magneto. I explained this already, but once again, special 2, spam special 3, and he will bleed like crazy. You can use Aegon for this fight, I think. This is all theoretical. Aegon can maybe be used for this fight because he reduces concussion. But once again, Magneto should probably steal this fight anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Next is Karnak with Aegon. You have a Star-Lord-like ability where you get more damage per each hit. Push him to the wall, and literally heavy cheese your way. Heavy spam, not heavy cheese. So heavy spam is where you don't let him hit you. Heavy spam just in the corner for a whole bunch of time. Once he's at like 50 Abyss charges left, which is really simple, 50 Abyss charges left about, you can actually start taking damage on the heavy cheese, which is where you take a hit and you get a whole bunch of fury because Karnak is such an easy fight, you're never going to be really taking damage at all, and so it'll maximize your hit count if you do the heavy cheese. Next is the Collector. We've gone over this already, but heal up to max. Start with a heavy intercept where you just hold heavy, let him hit you. Special 2 does bleeds until about 50%. And for the Collector, you basically want to take that damage and get that fury from the heavy, and then chain that into a special 2, and he'll bleed away. Always heal up for this fight for full, and always start with a heavy intercept, and that's about all I have. So, thank you, and I hope this helps. I certainly will use this guide, and I hope you do too. Thank you.